Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostade Sapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shabhanasude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasavadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Welcome. Almost 50% of our journey we have covered, and welcome to all the Prabhus and Matajis. I know we began and 50% are only left, and I've been trying to tell everyone that any concerns, any issues, please share it with us, and join us for chanting the shlokas also. And there is serious issues when we leave. Is it because Krishna has asked you to leave, or Krishna will never ask you? Okay, he is happy that all the devotees are with him, and so don't miss this opportunity. We would like you all to come to level 2 and join us. Keep doing the quizzes and take the certificates also. So today is the 9th day of our journey. It's a very important day. 9th day, 9 itself is like this number goes into everything. So can anybody just quickly tell me what happened? Where did we begin until 9? Anyone can unmute and tell me what happened. How did this journey begin? Yes. What happened in the first chapter?
Ma'am, the journey began like the first chapter known as Vishada Yoga, observing the armies on the battlefield. So there was the scenario explanation that what was going on the field, and what was Sanjaya, the secretary to Dhritarashtra, was explaining to him, and what was the telecast that was put on in front of him, so that Arjuna can see them, whom to fight, what to fight, and what for to fight. Like.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Nicely explained. What happened in the second chapter? So let's just revise, go through, we'll try to put the polls and all from the next session onwards.
Yes,
what happened? Anybody? Saloni Mataji, I was seeing. Okay. Anyone can unmute, second chapter, what happened? So he's put forward and he's there and he's in grief and pain, and then
yes, Sankhya Karma, it's about Sankhya Karma. And chapter 2 is like, it is we who have to do the work, but Krishna is just a spectator. And and
main message is the Guhyam. One message we got in the second chapter. What is it? We are not
body. We are not body, we are souls.
Yes, that is the Guhyam. That is the secret. One secret we got in the second chapter. Very good. Thank you, Prabhu. Then what happened in the third chapter?
Ma'am, Karma Yoga. It was Karma Yoga. And it was that we do not have to expect the phalas of the karma, what we do, but we have to do it in Krishna, like in Krishna consciousness.
Okay, so you moved on to 5th chapter. Very good. So karma you do, but then karma you do it in the Krishna consciousness. That came in the 5th chapter. Excellent. Then what happened in the 6th chapter? We also had a guest. 6th chapter, what happened? So I'm trying to give you a hint of that we had a guest. So 6th and 7th chapter, we Niyama,
Pranayama,
yes.
and everything.
Right. Excellent. So that is that, we went on to 6th chapter, Dhyana Yoga. And when after Dhyana, we started understanding something like, Krishna is explaining one more confidential. 7th and 8th is more confidential, Gukhyatama. Okay, so what is that more confidential? Because we are going to move on to the most confidential message. So the more confidential was, what was that?
Like Jnana Vijnana Yoga that we learned in 7th chapter, it was basically telling that only a few, like you told by an example, I don't know the gist of it, but you told by an example that many participate in the Olympics, but only one make it to the final medal. So the practice in Krishna consciousness, not everyone is successful in making through the end, the final end. Only some make it.
So we were also comparing with your career, with your goal settings and expectations is the same. So we were trying to compare it with whatever day-to-day affairs. And then, if I ask you just whether it is to renounce everything and sit or work, earn a lot, do everything, work hard, and then the three guna, of course, we'll go in detail. So in between, that bhakti yoga is what we are trying to dwell on. We need to really nurture. So do you nurture only the body or nurturing the soul also? So what do we do for nurturing the soul? Everything surrendering, leaving it to Krishna. So without any expectation. So first 5 chapters, we had a lot of questions and we, sent it and all. So we'll begin with, thank you, Rajshekar Prabhu. You really actively are participating. I wish every one of you try to give your devotional services a small drop. So what is that small drop? First thing is, for the next session, you start promoting that, everybody to join any class, any language, and
Yes.
make sure that, you facilitate, you help all your friends, family members in the community, in the society, everybody to join. This is the best opportunity. So we need to be in the highest altitude of the gratitude every day before going to sleep. Please make sure that you keep thanking everybody. Somebody was asking, can we forgive? How do we forgive? What happens? So if I start looking into the second message, was the first message is your body is not, you are not a body, you're a soul. The second message is Krishna is as an antaryami staying in all our hearts. That is the second message. Now we are going to understand the whole knowledge of everything that, oh, what is it? It is like, it is so amusing, so happy. I mean, we are all that in that blissful mode. Why? So let's move on. I will let me share the screen now. Okay. Let me know if, you have to enable me. Prajesh, I'm wondering what is wrong. Thank you, Prajesh. You have to enable me to share this. Yes. Have you done it? Yeah. You're done? Okay.
Yes, Mother.
Okay. I think I should just send it to you and ask you to do it so that we don't miss that time.
Ma'am, you were to send an PowerPoint presentation of all the devotees that are chanting Krishna consciousness. Like you were to send that PowerPoint.
Send what? I didn't understand, Prabhu.
Ma'am, at that point of time, you were showing that many people who are successful in life are chanting Krishna's mantra. So
okay.
you said that there are slides of that.
Okay. Those slides are not in that. I will. Okay, sure. We just shared it in the here in the class only. Okay. So before moving, let's give all our obedience, respects to Radha Govinda deities, and who has given this opportunity to all of us to travel this journey with a determined destination. And we also thank the ISKCON Mangaluru, and especially Namanishta Prabhu. See, I'm saying like gratitude. We have to show the gratitude and speak those respectful words, think from the heart, have a congruence on the thoughts and the feelings and the actions. So all our respects. And, we all got this opportunity in this life itself to know the goal and the determination. With determination, we move on. Thank you so much, Radha Govinda. So today it's the most confidential knowledge, which Raja itself is like, the king. So why is it king? Because it's the highest, and then he himself is saying, so the 9th chapter is very, very important. That's the beauty, like Krishna speaks about all that secrets to Arjuna, because he knows that, why Arjuna? We were discussing this many times. He is not only his friend, he is not only a great devotee, He doesn't envy. He doesn't see. Envious here is like, I have a BMW, I have a Mercedes, but then I like it. I have, in the sense, I like it, and my neighbor also has it. I like the car, but then I don't like that he is possessing it. You understand? So that is the envious here. I like that brand, but then I don't want that person to be having that. So envious is that. So it's not just the jealousy, it is beyond that. But Arjuna was selected because he is beyond that. I think I shared one story also before. So let's move on. In the second chapter, Sri Krishna explained the knowledge of Atma as a separate and distinct entity from the body. That is Guhya, that is the secret knowledge. Seventh and eighth chapters, he explained of his powers, which is Guhyatara. So we understood seventh and eighth chapter, transcendental knowledge. That is more secret. It's all superlative degree now. And in the ninth and subsequent chapters, he will reveal knowledge of his pure bhakti, which is Guhyatam, or the most secret. So in the now ninth chapter, we will hear about Krishna, his qualifications, disqualifications, excellence about Atma Vidya. This is Vidya, we do engineering, medicine, PhD, do anything. The Vidya which doesn't have the ultimate goal, which doesn't link with the super soul, is not Vidya, it is Avidya. Okay, so this is in Ishava Upanishad, and you will find the differences there, when we go to the second level and understand deeply. Krishna's Achintya Veda relationship with the material world. He is the creator. He is the proprietor. He is the maintainer, but he doesn't have any relationship. Doesn't it sound weird? Yes, but that is the awesome of Krishna. Okay, so non-worshippers and worshippers also we will know. And Krishna is the supreme object of worship. He is the only one. The glories of directly worshipping Krishna, that also will be. So there are 34 shlokas in this. The Shri Bhagavan Vacha, idam tu te guhyatamam pravaksham anusuyave is an important word here. Jnanam vijnana sahitam yajnatva mokshaya se shruvat. What does he say? The Supreme Lord said, my dear Arjuna, because you are never envious of me, I shall impart to you this most secret wisdom. This is wisdom, okay? Being wiser, becoming wiser day by day, learning, understanding. So this most secret wisdom, if you know, knowing, which you shall be relieved of the miseries of material existence. What will happen? We will apply to your own life. When you learn this, becoming wiser, what will happen? We will become balanced. No hate, no relief, no pain, no pleasure. Everything will be there. All these emotions are very important. It will be there, but you will know how to balance. Anxiety, stress on one side, you'll be able to balance it. Everything is fine, whatever he is given, and taking it into the, in a very nicer way. Okay, so this is Raja Vidya. Raja Vidya is the Raja Vidya, Rajya Guhyam, Pavitram Idamuttamam, Pratyakshaavagamam Dharmyam, Susukham Kartam Avyayam. This knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, it is a perfection of religion, it is everlasting, and it is joyfully performed. Any Mataji, any Prabhuji, if you want to chant the shloka in this, because almost we will be covering all the shlokas, you're most welcome. I'm thankful Rajshekhar Prabhu has started chanting every day. Prajesh Prabhu is reciting behind him. So 2:30 p.m. onwards. So I would, if anyone is interested, you can read the shloka. So we'll have the explanation session also, because it's more on an interactive session. I would like you all to participate. That is also a devotional service. Remember, Krishna has been asking, it's so easy in Kali Yuga, do the devotional service. And how is that? Keeping Krishna in the center, keeping him in the center. So when he's explaining this Raja Vidya, if you're interested, you can, raise your hand or unmute, just start the shlokas. And so it's a king of education. Okay, secret of secrets. He's going to explain that. He's making the preface, is making that ground for us to understand. Okay, he's going to say it is the purest knowledge. And because it gives a direct perception of self by realization. So that's more important. I talk about self-concept, self-esteem, self-confidence, self-realization, everything from the beginning. But then somewhere I have not perceived it. So there is one knowledge, and it goes to understanding. And after understanding, what happens? The third level is you start applying it to your own life. So this three formulas comes for everything and everybody. So I just understood. After understanding what is the use, I start perceiving, and then after perception, I have started realizing, then started applying. So now you're going to understand more in detail about Krishna. Anybody who wants to recite, I said you're welcome, either for the shloka or for the, excuse me, my throat in the morning. Ashradhya dhyanaha purusha dharmasyasya parantapa aprapya mam nivartante mrityu samsara vartmani. Those who are not faithful on the path of devotional service cannot attain me. O conqueror of foes, but return to birth and death in this material world. Do you think that there can be somebody who is not faithful? Any example, if you want to give, you can give here. Not faithful on the path of devotional service. Krishna clearly says, cannot attain me, not faithful. Think about it. We will have that discussion later on. So if you're not faithful in the devotional service, I need to do this, I need to do this, and then start executing. So this is a small one, like promoting. Next month, I have to make all my friends to join any language, any class. If you have made up your mind, that is the determination. And that's the devotional service, okay? Then that is the goal setting. Then start the process. Now start the process. How will you do? Maybe call, maybe send the link, maybe just explain. So that is the process. Now it's not unfaithful. It is something you try to get into that total. I'm giving small example. Okay, that's not a big deal that if you don't have time and you're not able to do it, that's a very different issue. But I take out that time and then I explain it to people around me. That is also a devotional, great devotional service. Okay. Okay. Neha Mataji, would you like to recite the shloka or the meaning you want to read? You want to participate if you have time? You're welcome. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadabhyakmurtina avyaktamurtina matsthani sarvabhutani na jaham teshva vastitaha. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. You know, today is Dakshinayana Punya Kalam. When the northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere go into the geography in detail, if you see the sky, this is how it looks. This is how it is looking. So clear, it's so in the unmanifested form, the entire universe is pervaded. Okay, all beings are in him, but then I am not in them. This is the contradiction. He is in us as an antaryami, but he is not in that unmanifested form. So, na cha matsani bhutani pashyame yogam aishwaryam bhuta bhranna cha bhutasto mamatma bhuta bhavanaha. And yet everything that is created does not rest in me. Behold my mystic opulence. Although I am the maintainer of all living entities, and although I'm everywhere, still myself is the very source of creation. Okay, so he is everywhere and he's the source of creation. Yatha kasthito nityam vayu sarvatra go mahan tata sarvani bhutani matsthani nityu upadharaya. As a mighty wind blowing everywhere. Krishna is explaining all this, okay? Always rest in the ethereal space. Ether is like, when you make the sound. Know that in the same manner, all beings rest in me. There is one God. He is seated in everywhere. Okay, this is what is in the Upanishad, Isha Upanishad. He is also everywhere in the world. Ishavasyam idam sarvam yat kinchat jagadhat. God is everywhere in this world. Purusha evadam sarvam yad bhutan yascha bhavyam. Purusha Suktam talks about it. God pervades everything that has existed and all in this. So the whole cosmic order is under me. By my will, it is manifested again and again. And by my will, it is annihilated at the end. Wind has no existence independent from the sky. We can all experience, we can all feel it. That's it. Okay. So it moves incessantly and furiously, and it rests within the sky. Likewise, the souls have no existence independent of God. Please remember this. It's very important. So it is floating in those inside. So but it is not independent. It doesn't have an existence independent of God. No, they move in time, place, and consciousness. So that's why in the beginning also we said, like, all those memories, when we saw that ego and superego, which is like in the iceberg, you saw 90% is in the subconscious and 10% is what we manifest and we see. Those soul has got all those memories and it keeps on. There is something in the subconscious, there is something in the unconscious level. That is some of the things which you know and I know about you, which you do not know, which I don't know. This is totally in the psychological basis, but everything is connected when you see that it is soul doesn't have any existence independent of God. So they move in time, place, and consciousness through transitory and rapidly, sometimes slowly, and yet they always exist within God. Within God, He is as an antaryami inside us, and we are inside Him. So you just think about it. So that's why I always tell that first thing, when we see people around, you bow your head and be kind, give a great smile, because just think Krishna is watching. They are not watching. XYZ is not watching you. But Krishna is watching you. He is sitting inside every living entity. We are not independent. Our souls are not independent. Oh, Dhananjaya, all this word cannot bind me. I am ever detached, seated as though neutral. So he is a neutral. He is just sitting. Nacha mam tani karmani nibhadnanti Dhananjaya. Nibhadnanti means I am detached. I am not into this. Karmani. Udasena vadasena vasattam teshu karmasu. Every shloka is important in this. Every shloka, it is spoken by him and it is like, explaining what he is. Maya dhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam hedunanena kaunteya jagatvi parivartate. So this material nature is working under my direction. It is under his direction. Anybody who wants to read? Because the screen sometimes, Sarvani Mataji, yes. Somebody, I would like you to unmute and read the...
Ma'am, I'll...
Yeah, please. This material nature.
Yeah. This material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction. O son of Kunti, producing all moving and non-moving beings. Under its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again.
Yes. You know how it is created, Brahma's daytime and then Brahma's, so that calculations and this goes side by side simultaneously. So 9.11, when you see, avajananti mam mudha, mudha, manushim tanum ashritam, param bhava majananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Fools deride me. Look at on the sides when I descend in the human form, taken for granted. Oh, they don't even know. They do not know my transcendental nature and my supreme dominion over all that be. Even Brahma could not understand, even Indra could not understand that it is the Supreme Lord. So there were very few, if you really go into the detail, and when you read Mahabharata, when you read Srimad Bhagavatam, you will understand when he descends, many of them cannot understand that he is the Supreme Soul, or he is the Bhagavan. When you see Ramayana, when you read Ramayana, Valmiki's Ramayana, he never behaved as he had some those energies. But in Dwapara Yuga, when Krishna descended, when Krishna came, Krishna said, sometimes he used to show that, then people thought, oh, he is a Mayavi. He just has some mystical, magical powers, that's all. So they never realized that he is Bhagavan, except Bhishma or Vidura. And there were very few. So that Yoga Maya used to just come and, make sure that they don't understand about it. So, Gudham Param Brahma Anasuyaya Lingam. Bhagavatam talks about the deepest knowledge is that God accepts a human-like form. Human-like form. So he is a person. That's important. The Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is living confidentially with you in your house, just like your brother. So this is what has been told. Bhishma Pitama is telling Yudhishthira. So Yatra Varthino Bhagavan Paramatma Narahartirtha. That means he is there. He is there with you in your house. You don't realize, you don't understand that. At that time, the Supreme Lord, who possesses all opulences, descended in the human-like form. This is the word which has been in all our scriptures. This is why it has been highlighted here. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadhiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the cause of all the cause. Brahma Samhita is also saying. In this verse, Brahma prays to Sri Krishna, I worship Lord Krishna, whose form is eternal, all-knowing and blissful. He is without beginning and end, and is the cause of all causes. So this is a reinforcement of what Krishna is saying is everywhere, whether it is Isha Upanishad or Srimad Bhagavatam, Brahma Samhita, everywhere it is said that, he descends, he is there with us, he is within you, he is surrounding us. So he is the one who has come down to Paritranaya Sadhuna, Vinashaya cha Dushkritam Dharma Samsthapanarthai. So there are two reasons for his coming. He's there with us. Okay, so I'll read the shloka. You can read this, the explanation here, the translation. Moghasha Moga Karmano Mogha Jnana Vichetasa Raktasima Surim Chaiva Prakritim Mohinim Shritaha.
Those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demonic and atheistic views. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge are all defeated.
Yes, they're all Mudatma. They are atheist. Okay, they think that everything is by nature. So those scientists and everyone has got realized that there is some component which is beyond our perception. There is one component which is not within our catch. What is that? So as I told you, many conferences do take place on the mental health platform, whether it is World Health Organization, whether it's anywhere and everywhere. So tell us, where is the mind? Where is the consciousness? So nobody knows. So there is some component. No, now they will say, no, that's the energy. That is the nature. Anything can be said, but that is the demonic and atheistic views. So those who realize, those who understand, there are that in the deluded conditions, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge is all defeated. You may have anything, everything, all the degrees, but the ultimate goal of liberating this, coming out of this entangled and conditioned soul to get liberated, you will find really floating, when you understand this, when you understand Bhagavad Gita in full essence, in getting into the Krishna consciousness, you will start floating. You will find as if you're already liberated. You will experience that sort of a feeling. And you'll be so kind, so cheerful, so nice, because you will always have that feeling of, doing the devotional service and everything, you're doing it for Krishna, anything and everything from morning till evening. That feeling itself, that experiential learning itself, make you a very knowledgeable person. But then in the 18th chapter, he says, you don't have to go and submit all your and keep arguing and confronting the people who do not believe, who do not accept. Just leave them. Whenever they need, they will come back. So this is a beautiful picture, the beautiful painting. We'll talk about it. Mahatmanastu mam bharta daivim prakritim ashritaha bhajantya ananyo manaso nyatva bhutadi mapyayam. So, son of Pritha, yes, read, Prabhu.
Yes, ma'am. O son of Partha, those who are not deluded, the great souls are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible.
Yes, this is the picture of Madhavendra Puri. He's a Vaishnava scientist, okay, saint, and the great saint in the 14th century. So 14th, 15th century, all that I told you, Bhakta Vijayam book, try to read, you will understand, who all have realized Krishna within them, Krishna around them. And experiencing Krishna is what they have experienced. So he was initiated into Dvaita Vedanta, Madhavacharya, Udupi region of Karnataka. Now what happens, you see the boy who's coming there, he had been traveling, and almost, when he traveled from that place to Gokunda, then he went there and he had a shower and then he just sat. See, those days saints, Unjavriti, it is called. Unjavriti is, they go once and whatever they get, whosoever is giving them any, the food, and maybe cooked, uncooked, whatever, they do give. And that is what they will eat. They will not ask for more, they will not. So he's been in the fast and he's been traveling. So what happened was, this boy comes with a pot and he gives milk. He says, my mother saw you, so she asked me to give this milk to you, please drink. He says, okay, but then keep this pot carefully. Tomorrow I'll come and take this. I have only one pot. So he says, okay. And then he drinks the milk. Then he's keeping the pot and he's gone to sleep. So now this boy who came in the, to give milk, he appears in Madhavendra Puri's dream. So the boy showed Madhavendra Puri. Now he says, he showed in the dream itself, he showed the bush and said, I reside in this bush, and because of this, I suffer very much from severe cold, rain, showers, wind, and scorching heat. Please bring the people of the village and get me out. So that's what he's trying to say. So Madhavendra Puri woke up and began to consider his dream. He began to lament. He started, he was under so much of pain. I saw Krishna directly, but I could not recognize him. Thus he fell down on the ground in the ecstatic view. Love, Madhavendra Puri cried for some time. So he was in the ecstasy. He said, oh my God, I saw him in front of me, and then look, I could not recognize. So he cried for some time, and then he fixed his mind on executing the order of Gopal. Okay, thus he became tranquil. Now, what was the order? See, those the invasion Mohammedans, and there were a lot of deities whom the devotees had just carried and kept them secretly here and there, so that no harm is done to that particular deity. So what happened was, after this dream, he went and spoke to the villagers, and that is how you will see the deities were re-established and the temple was built. So Krishna mentions that great souls take shelter of the divine energy of God. The reason is divine grace, knowledge, love, etc. are all God's divine energies and are all subservient to the divine Yogamaya energy, which is Radha you're seeing. Hence, by the grace of Yogamaya, one receives the love, knowledge, and grace of God. Great souls who receive divine grace become endowed with divine love and engage in uninterrupted devotion towards God. There is uninterrupted. All the famous bhakti saints. That's why I told you, you try to read about all of them. You will relish and you will enjoy. Surdas, Tukaram, Eknath, Narsi Mehta, Jayadev, Tyagaraja, and others were all great poets. They composed numerous devotional songs, and through them they engaged in chanting, hearing, and remembering. The Vedic scriptures particularly extol Kirtan as the simplest and most powerful process of devotion in the present age of Kali. So Bhagavatam speaks about Krite Yadhyayato Vishnam Tretayam. This we have spoken also. What happened in Treta? Makhaya, like, lot of Treta Yuga, yajnas and spiritual practices. But Dwapara, Paricharyayam Kalau, means like you go to the temple and do all the devotional service there. But the best is Kirtana. Kirtana means today, Tad Kirtana, like the best one for Kali. Kali, you will say a lot of doshas, but still through Sankirtana, that is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has been reinforcing, which has been given in all our great, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamritam, Brahma Samhita, everything, Varaha Purana, Vishnu Purana, everything talks about Sankirtana Yajna. That's a great Yajna. Okay. Satatam Kirtayanto Mam Yatatanscha Dhrudavrata. Dhrudavrata is important word here. Namasyantascha Mam Bhaktya Nitya Yukta Upasate. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination. Oh, Prabhu, you read. Sorry.
Okay, ma'am. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me. These great souls perpetually worship me with devotion.
Yes, yeah, that's why I purposely, that was not in the slide, then I had added, because you read and how they have experienced, how they have realized, how they have why do you start realizing, you start chanting, you will start realizing Krishna around you. Krishna, you every minute, everything is a cause of every cause, as I'm saying, from the childhood. I will share the stories of my own experiences. I am not a great devotee, great bhakta, but then I have really experienced him in and around me for all my decisions, for all my directions, for all my suggestions, all not mine. It is all his suggestion, his direction. So everything that I had been doing, I know he is a cause. I know whatever is happening around. So that realization, because every minute he is there, he is there. So I get sometimes scared, if I think of it, such things happen. So I have to be so positive. I have to be so good to everybody. I have to be so kind to everybody. I have to think only, good blessings to one another. You can all bless. Do you know that? More you chant, you start blessing one another. Blessing means you use, one is thanking, the other one is blessing. What is blessing? Giving, sending all positive vibrations. So more we chant the glories, we ourselves become Swarupa, we become a part of his, we are as it is part and particle of him. So you will start experiencing that. That's my experience. I'm sharing it with you. Then you can imagine what Prabhupada has given us, with such a calamity, with such, that moment, what was happening in New York. I have read, I know about what was happening in 70s, and that is the period when he was here around translating, doing just the devotional service with so much of determination, full of faith, full of, so you hear him, you will understand, oh my God. Okay. And within that age, in that extreme weather. So we are all indebted. We are all indebted. 17th shloka. So aham the pitamahasya jagato mata dhata pitamaha vedhyam pavitram omkara ritsama yajurevacha. Read, Prabhu.
I am the father of this universe, the mother, the support, and the grandsire. I am the object of knowledge, the purifier, and the stylable and
Syllable.
the syllable Om. I am also the rig, the Sama, and the Yajurveda.
So you will find only 3 Vedas here. Atharva Veda came later on. So Vyasa Vyasa had, segregated. So these 3 Vedas are mentioned. Rig, you will find all the mantras. And in fact, it is said like, most of the medicines, most of the, and the Vedas do not have just the mantras for all of us to understand. It is the way of life. Everything is explained from morning till evening. What do you eat? How do you behave? What is that mantra which is chanting? So everything, of course, it's in Sanskrit. So the Devanagari, that is Devanagari. That is the language. That is the Sanskrit. But then it is a way of life. Those rituals, what you do, the how if you have to be here, what are, so everything is prescribed. The doctor prescribes. So same way, Yajurveda has got all that. Samaveda. So Krishna says, I'm in Samaveda. Samaveda is all musical. And do go and listen to people who recite, who chant all this. And of course, Atharva Veda is more on mantra and tantric. A lot of things happen in Kerala. They do, those siddhas do practice this. So Krishna gives a glimpse in the 16 and 17 into various aspects of his infinite personality. We'll be doing in detail when in level 2. But level 1, we are trying to rush and rush. You will find it interesting when you get into the detailed version. It is I who am at the Vedic ritual. I'm the sacrifice. I'm the oblation offered to the ancestors. All that, Pitru Tarpana and everything. I'm the medicinal herb. Imagine, I am the Vedic mantra. I'm the clarified butter. I am the fire and the act of offering. So when we do yajna, the offering, the ghee is also him. The fire is also him. Of this universe, I'm the father. I'm also the mother, the sustainer, and the grandseer. I'm the purifier, the goal of knowledge, the sacred syllable Om. I'm the Rig Veda, Samaveda, and Yajurveda. That was just in detail. So the 18th shloka, I'll read. Prabhu, you read the translation. Gadhir Bharta Prabhu Sakshi Nivasa Sharanam Suhrud Prabhava Pralayasthanam Nidhanam Bijam Abhyayam is a seed. Yes, Prabhu.
I am the goal, the sustainer, the master, the witness, the abode, the refuge, and the most dear friend. I am the creation and the annihilation, the basis of everything, the resting place, and the eternal seed.
So the seed is also him. So you saw in that, the nature, how the yajna, the rituals, and then the rain, and the rain leads to the cultivation, so all this, and that is eaten. Then, the formation of sperms. You saw that, this, what do you call, birth and death again, that YouTube documentary film also. So he is the cause for all this. He is the seed, eternal seed. So, tapamyaham maham varsham nigrahanyam srujamicha amritam chaiva mrityuscha sadasachamaha Arjuna.
O Arjuna, I give heat and I withhold and send forth the rain. I am immortality and I am also the death personified. Both spirit and matter are in me.
Yes, non-being are all in me. I don't know, this is okay. Trividya mam somapaha puta papa yajnairishtva swargatim prarthayante te punyavasadhya surendra lokam ashnanti divyanandivi deva bhagan. Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Those who study the Vedas and drink the Soma juice, seeking the heavenly planets, worship me indirectly. Purified of sinful reactions, they take birth on the pious heavenly planet of Indra, where they enjoy godly delights.
So it is said, somebody was pushed back to the earth, and this person goes and asks Indra, what is this? Why are you pushing him? He has, he has been enjoying, and we both had been enjoying. So do you think that you will push me also? Yes, your turn is tomorrow, he said, it seems. That means those who do There is nothing wrong doing all those rituals and Vedas, because the ultimate goal, if you have in mind that, no, I have to get this liberated, then it is okay. But if you think that, these rituals and Vedas, I'm making all the demigods and devatas to, please, and then drink, and then I understand, I enjoy all this, just a drop of honey has been taken. So that is the punya, that is the accumulation. So you go to that heavenly abode and then come back. So you come back again. That is not the ultimate. So that's what Krishna is explaining. Those who do this, it's fine. They will be coming back. So tetam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam kshine punye mrityulokam vishanti evam trei dharma manu prapanna gatagatam kama kama labhante.
When they have thus enjoyed vast heavenly sense pleasure and the results of their pious activities are exhausted, they return to this mortal planet again. Thus, those who seek sense enjoyment by adhering to the principles of the three Vedas achieve only repeated birth and death.
So there will be a question, that means do we not chant the Vedas? Do we not? All the austerities, all those punya karmas, what you think, you keep doing it. But everything you do it like, are doing it for Krishna. It's not for any desire to be fulfilled. So usually what happens, some yajna, some tapasa, everybody does it, some homam at home, in the, give money in the temple, Navagraha homam, Sudarshana homam, Satyanarayana Vrata homam, anything that yajna, that tapas, there is nothing wrong in doing. In fact, Krishna says, keep doing your austerities, keep doing the charity, keep doing your the routine, Nitya Karma Anushtanam, it is called. Nitya Karma Anushtanam. Anushtanam is yama, the discipline for, because we need to purify internally, externally. But everything is for Krishna. It is not for the desire. Because if we have papa, then, the sins that the all unwanted things if we do, we again take birth to, nullify that karma. Then if we do the punya karma, all those with the desire, then also you come back again. So with both the things have to be nullified, we have to just think, whatever I do, whatever, it's all for Krishna. So your coming back is what is the giant wheel talks about. And even this image, it's a very good image for these two shlokas. You come back and back again and again, not realizing why we are here. Ananya Shintayanto Mam Ye Jana Paryupasate Tesham Nityabhiyuktamam Yogatchemam Vahamyaham.
But those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have.
This is a very important statement of Krishna. I carry what they lack. So you don't have to ask him at all. You are in that devotion, you are totally devoted to him. So whatever you lack, that he is going to provide you. And whatever you have, he will make sure that is preserved. So this is the important statement here. But then if we start meditating, chanting on his transcendental form, understanding him, this is the most important confidential knowledge that he is giving. It's a secret knowledge is giving to us. Okay, so ye anya devata bhakta yajante shraddhayanvitaha tepi mameva kaunteya yajantya vidhipurvakam.
Those who are devotees of other gods and who worship them with faith actually worship only me, O son of Kunti, but they do so in a wrong way.
Yes, and it's without a true understanding. They do it in a wrong way, not understanding that it is all for him. It's all not for to fulfill my desires. Okay, so this is now 25th. Yanti deva brita devanya prithabhyan yanti pitrvrthaha bhutani yanti bhutejna yanti madhyajinopi mam. Yes.
Okay. Those who worship the demigods will take birth among the demigods. Those who worship the ancestors go to the ancestors. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings. and those who worship me will live with me.
It's very scary, right? Just look at the image on your screen. So those who worship, everybody just falls. Falling into the feet is not correct. Falling into the feet of the right person is very important. That's what we need to see. In fact, the great acharyas, great gurus, even your own teachers, everybody, you can touch their feet. In most of the northern part of India, they touch the feet. Just bend and touch the feet. So what will happen is the hormonal glands, adrenal glands, whatever the hormones is secreted on the face, there is always there is a sort of a very kind and humble look when you bend down and get up. The other person in front of you always feel like blessing you. So, but if you do it to the wrong person, I'm telling you, that's a very dangerous. So, and then continue doing. So we will be reading about all this people who proclaim themselves as gods and proclaim themselves as the acharya, and there are a lot of moodatmas, pretenders, so okay, worship me, do the sacrifice for me. But those who worship the demigods, they will go to the demigods. And then there are people who really worship or do certain things for the spirits, then they will take birth. And worshipping ancestors, they will go to the Pitraloka. There is a Pitraloka, okay? Devaloka, Pitraloka, all these lokas are all there. But those who worship me will live with me. So choice is ours, decision is ours. Krishna always asks you to do the free will. Decision making is yours. You understand the pros and cons. I have given you all this knowledge. That is what is the enabling and empowering us. That happens, even our parents do, okay? Give all the choices and then choosing is yours. It's a free will, okay? The soul is very active and the body has been given. So the body has to think about 3 gunas, and in that 3 guna, okay, which guna I have to, so all decisions, your critical thinking, creative thinking, he has empowered you. Now let's decide on ourselves. This is a lovely one of the most important devotional service. Anything and everything that you ate, you take, you do, please make sure that it is offered before you start eating. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhaktya upaham ashnati prayatatmanah.
If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I'll accept it.
Yes, it's the same. Okay, so just the person. So you offer, you will find, in Jagannath Puri, so much is made. And in Kulashekara Alvar, Kulashekara Padi, after that Balaji, Srinivas Balaji Bhagavan in Tirupati also, just a pot of rice only, so much of laddu and bada and everything you get, no? That doesn't go inside that. But then that's the offering from outside, from our hearts. You just offer and start distributing as prasadam. Anything that you make, of course, not non-veg, and not whatever he eats is what we are going to eat. The fruits and vegetables, the milk, that is offered. Okay, so basically we haven't come to that ahara part, but no meat eating, no intoxication, no. So whatever we are able to offer to Krishna is what we will be eating also as a prasadam. Then you are removed by of all the sins. Okay, so that was Patram Pushpam. So he doesn't require a grand this thing. As I gave you one example, the son, the father gets the chocolates and the son gives one chocolate, and then he's so happy. That is what we have to do. But et karoshi idapnoti yajnahoshi dadasi yat yatta pasyasi kaunteya tat kurishva madarpanam. Arpanam, do it, give it to me. Okay, offer.
Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me.
Yes, Krishna Arpanam. We always say Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanam, Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanam. So there is a story. It seems one elderly lady, Krishna was having stomach pain. He was throwing up. When Radha came and said, "What happened? What happened?" He says, "No, yesterday one of my devotee was giving food, all the food that was, stale food. She was throwing it, but then she went on saying that Krishna Arpanam, Krishna Arpanam, Krishna." That's a very dangerous thing. So offer him such good things. So whatever you do, whatever you eat, everything Krishna takes if you tell, if you say, if you communicate. He was waiting outside, so when they were gambling, when they were playing. So this one, Yudhishthira never called him. He went on thinking Krishna should not come inside because I'm playing this game, gambling. But then Kshatriyas have to play. In Mahabharata, it is clearly said. So Shakuni went on thinking, if Krishna was here, he could have defeated me. So imagine the thinking process. So Shakuni is a great devotee too, because as an enemy also he went on thinking about Krishna. Whatever he was doing, oh my God, if Krishna comes here, then he will use his strategy. But Yudhishthira, while playing the dice, the game, he went on thinking, oh, Krishna should not come. So he was sitting outside. Krishna was, if Duryodhana could make Shakuni as this, the person who will represent, he was a great strategist. But then here Yudhishthira, of course, it's all Krishna's sankalpa. It is all made for us. It is all explained very well that, what we go through, how we go through, it's all our own doings. Okay. So, but, it's so interesting to understand how we think Krishna. Samoham sarva bhuteshu na me dvaishosti na priyaha ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya mayite teshu chapyaham.
I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all, but whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and am also a friend to him.
See, whatever, he is not partial. This is a very important thing. When the Pitri Yajna was happening, so the first person whom we should, so he said, no, do it for Shakuni. He said, no, he was he said, no, he was always thinking of, he is a great devotee. He did whatever reasons, whatever karma he had to. So somewhere or other, if you see, Krishna is never ever partial. He's just a spectator. He's just watching. He's there within everybody. He never punishes. It is not he who is doing. It is our own karma. We do it and we get caught. We do it because it's only the accounts which is being kept. So he doesn't envy. He's not partial. He doesn't punish. He is equal to everybody. Somebody was asking in the beginning, in the beginning of chapters when we were doing, will he punish? I cannot forgive many people. I did a lot of wrong things. What do I do? Nothing. He doesn't punish. That today I have realized that I have done a wrong thing. I tell Krishna, if I have the guts to tell that person whom I have hurt, then also he will forgive. Then also he is going to be with you. He is a very impartial person. That's what we need to understand. Jagai Madai story, this is. Api chet sudhara sudhuracharo bhajate mam anya bhag sadhureva samantavya samyavyasito hi saha.
Even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination.
Yes, the Jagai Madai story is like totally, they were, hurting, hunting, doing everything and hurting people. But then totally, and some influence, they come into the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's devotees, and then they become, how they change totally. We'll try to have this story tomorrow. I don't want to miss my devotees by taking more time. I will keep up my time also. Kshipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat yes shashvat chantim nigachati kaunteya pratijaniha na me bhakta pranashyati.
He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes.
This is Narasimha Avatara. That's the best thing, he is impartial. When Prahlad Maharaj says that, make sure that my father also gets. Hiranyakashipu was a threat every day in and day out to his own son. But the first thing he asked Narasimha Prabhu that, what do you want, my child? And he says, give mukti, give liberation to my father. So he still gives. So becomes, the one who is totally devoted, he will listen to all those bhaktas. Okay. Then Mam hi partha vyapashritya yepi syu papayonayah striyo vaishyasthatha shrudrastepi yanti param gatim.
O son of Partha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas, and Shudras, can attain the supreme destination.
Somebody was asking, why in Bhagavad Gita it's given like women and they're all considered. They are not considered as lower, but women needs to be always protected. When we saw in the first chapter also, Arjuna is saying, what will happen, that Varna Shankrama, so the women has to be protected, the brothers, the fathers, then the husband. So that protection was always given. It doesn't mean that they are the lower caste. It was only because of their tenderness, their fragileness. They are so emotional, so they need that protection. And if a woman of a house is protected, because if you really think of it, Radharani, Rukmani, Mahalakshmi, Devi, all the Devis are given the primary position in all our scriptures. Do you think that, that women is given in? So it's all manipulation, interpretations, and the translations that's been done anywhere and everywhere. Whatever manipulation is done, and they've been taken it in that way. But they have been given primary importance always. Women is always in a higher position. So whether it is Sati, Saraswati, why? All of them are women. So somebody was asking, that's why I'm addressing that here also, and that they are not considered to be lower, but they need to be protected. So, all this self-defense and anything and everything we can talk, but inside our heart, we all know they can go to any position, but still they need that handling of humbleness, handling of, the facilitating those people, because they are the actual protector in a family. They need to take care of the children, or they have the full control, and they have the full willpower. They are much more. So you will also see in the further coming subsequent chapters where he praises women like anything. So he gives all the qualities of women as the most tolerant, patience, having, humbleness, humility, everything. We'll see that also. This is a very, very important shloka. I would really love all of you to keep chanting every day. Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyajimam namaskuru. Mame vaishyasi yukthabhyam atmanam mat parayana.
Engage your
Yes.
mind always in thinking of me, become my devotee, and offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me.
Yes, surely you'll come to me. So much of surety has been given. So this itself shows that how much, man mana bhava, engage your mind always in me. So this is the summary of the 9th chapter, Bhagavad Aishwarya Jnana, Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam. We learned confidential, more confidential, most confidential. So way to approach Krishna. Satatam kriyanto mam. Anything that we do, we are totally surrendering that to him. Sweetness of exclusive devotion. Man mana bhava mad bhakto. So you are totally surrendering and keep engaging yourself. Then what happens is, okay, so you are totally with him into that Krishna consciousness. So with this we complete the chapter 9, which is the Raja Guhya Yoga. So the king of the, the best confidential truth has been conveyed to us. We all know where we are now. So we move on towards the total Krishna consciousness. Anything that I do, I have to do. Okay, so I will be doing it, but still totally for Krishna and totally keeping him in all my memories, doing all those processes of bhakti. If I have time for anything and everything, Prabhu, I don't have so much of time for chanting. Okay, but 3 hours to sit. Sometimes we see the serials, watch movies, and do so many things. All that has time. And we do go to the restaurants, have friendship. All that is important. Keep doing all those social commitments and everything and anything. Do earn, do work hard, and do all your duties, but keep remembering him. That is more important in Krishna consciousness. I will stop here. Any question, you're most welcome. You can raise a hand, unmute yourself, and ask. Otherwise, we can move on to chanting. I'm seeing the questions have been really reduced. As I told you, for our first 4 chapters, we will have a lot of questions. And now we start, dealing with, when I do the counseling also, let me share it with you. It's very interesting. When we start thinking, he was so bad. I will listen. And somewhere that little bit Bhagavad Gita's gyan, Bhagavad Gita's knowledge, if it goes, oh, it happens. I don't care. I don't mind. That client will start talking like that. So that is what, Bhagavad Gita teaches us. Is it really going to help us, or, is just a pastime that I read, or does it really help? The first day questions, if you are able to, I don't know how many of you are still writing, or at least Rajshekar Prabhu, I'm interested. You were wanting those questions. Is it helping you?
Yes, ma'am. It's self-introspection, basically, like knowing the inner self.
Yes, knowing inner self and then trying to connect. So when knowing inner self is not so easy, Rajshekar Prabhu, it is like for everybody, I'm just saying, it is so difficult, introspection, because every minute you have to put a break. Any thought process, any word that I speak, I have to put a break, think and talk. And thinking, keep your Krishna with you. That is the essence of this. Okay, I will stop here. Thank you. We'll chant Hare Krishna. Please remember, I hope you all have got the beads, and it can be any mala, not necessary that you need to have Tulsi mala, not necessary that you have to have the Neemka mala. Take any crystal also, but start chanting, you will enjoy. And today's number, but we can leave. Okay, so you can leave, you can chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. Rajesh Prabhu, take over. Start the Panchatantra Mahamantra.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
You can all chant. Today being 9th day, 9 into 6. At least, start doing one full mala, 108 every day. And let us know who is all chanting. That's very important. Okay. Thank you very much. I'll stop here. I'll leave.
Thank you, Mati.
Thank you.